Hello, today I'm going to show you a quick but very spectacular experiment to introduce the term density in a science class. All kids know that if you throw a coin into the water, it sinks because they say it's heavier. But for example, the paper ship swims and an ice cube, well, it does something in between these two. Partly it goes underwater, but it doesn't sink to the bottom. Of course, it's not the best to say that these objects are heavier or lighter than water. We have to consider their density, which is mass over volume, and it's usually denoted with this Greek letter rho. So the reason why the coin sinks is because it has much bigger density than water's, and the ship swims because it has a smaller density. There's an interesting experiment in connection with density, which can easily be done even in the classroom, and you will only need water, a little bit of oil, and some syrup. Children are familiar with these substances. They know that if you pour some oil into the water, they won't mix and oil stays on the top. And in case of the syrup, if you pour it slowly, it sinks to the bottom. And of course, this can be explained with the difference in their density. But what happens if I mix oil with syrup and then pour it into water? Will it sink or stay on the top? Or maybe do something totally different? In advance, I can tell you that the process we are about to see is going to be fast enough to observe just with the naked eyes, but it's also worth recording it with time-lapse, just with small time interval between frames. This recording makes it possible for you and the kids to analyze the process later and discuss what was really going on. So I quickly set everything. I chose the smallest possible value for time between shots, which is 0.5 seconds, and the camera is already set on the glass with water. Now let's mix the oil and the syrup first, like that. Different types of syrup may have different density, therefore you may have to try various rates. If there's too much or too few in it, unfortunately it won't be that spectacular. I myself had to play a little bit with it to find what works best. For this recording, I used the following rate. Okay, it looks ready, so I start the recording and then pour the mixture into the water. So that was kind of eye-catching, but what did exactly happen? As I poured the mixture into the water, some bubbles went down to the bottom and some stayed on top. This happened because the mixture did not really mix and it didn't become homogeneous. So some bubbles contained more syrup, therefore had bigger density, therefore sink down to the bottom, and some had more oil in them and had smaller density, keeping them on the top. With time, the syrup and oil on both levels started to separate. This way, the lower part of the upper mixture became more dense, therefore, in the form of small bubbles, it started to go down, and similarly, the big bubble at the bottom started spitting out small bubbles of oil. This experiment takes 20 minutes tops. It's really spectacular and an absolutely fun way to introduce density, so I totally suggest you try it. And again, what you need is water, oil, and syrup, so just everyday things from your kitchen. Thanks for watching today, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and my blog to get a weekly update on our science videos, and see you next time with a new experiment.